there's an old saying, or maybe it's a cliche. I'm not sure which one, but you can only beat the teams that you're playing. And Phillies are 5-1. They've beaten Washington. They've beaten Colorado. Boy, how bad are Washington and Colorado?
Little sisters of the poor.
Yeah, and I don't think there was a victory that stood out to me where it was like, okay, that was an impressive victory. And being the Negadelphia fans that we are, Aaron Nola has the only loss. And I mean, look, it was, in my opinion, and I think yours too, it was wrong to sign him for what they did. Obviously, they got a deal, and hopefully he turns it around against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath. So I don't know where do we begin. They played two teams that I can't believe they're real teams. I mean, the Rockies, right? They play in a ballpark where you want mashers and guys that are going to hit the long ball. They have a bunch of slick fielding guys, little guys. It makes no sense. They talk about their gold gloves and how great of the defense they have. What good's that do you when the ball's flying over your head into the stands?
Yeah, and
I don't know. Who designed that team?
Yeah, I know, and I didn't realize. The Bud Black's been there 10 years. I mean, I guess they
really
they just tread water out there. And to me, the Phillies have struggled against starting pitchers, and they've gotten runs off the bullpens, which have been really, really bad. I mean,
they haven't scored a run in the first 3 innings all season.
I don't see that changing. I really don't see that changing either.
That's the first time in 62 years they haven't scored a run in the first 3 innings of a game in the first 6 games, and that's against the bottom feeders.
Yeah, exactly. And with the Dodgers coming in, it's going to be an interesting series. We'll break that down. We'll talk about the Embiid news. I never thought we'd have a conversation, but we will, about different bats being used.
Torpedo bat.
All that and more. We'll be right back before you know it.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, eSports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And Bobby, just like we thought, Taijuan Walker will be in the running for Cy Young.
Yeah, that even adds more to the sad state of affairs in Colorado. I mean, the fact that they couldn't hit him.
Phew.
All he does is throw 2 pitches. Yeah, that was awful. It was funny this morning driving in. You hear the sports update on the radio. They say you got Walker versus the pitcher for Colorado, and they said take the over.
How'd
The
that
guy
work out?
doing the news update said that.
And it's 0-0 after 5.
Right. How that worked out. But, I mean, it easily could have. One more hit by the Rockies in the 9th, you were going to extras, and then who knows what happens from there.
We talked about this, probably talked it to death, and we just saw the bullpens for the Nationals and the bullpens for the Rockies. Which, yeah, exactly. And then you look at the Phillies, and it's okay. They have the second highest payroll in baseball. Look, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, okay? But if you're going to have the second highest payroll in baseball, shouldn't you have a closer? I mean, they don't have one.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. I mean, how many teams really do? It's just, it seems like the age where there's, like we said, when we were watching baseball in the 80s and early 90s, we knew the closer of every team.
Oh yeah, true.
It was you knew you name the team, I can name the closer. Nowadays, it's a who's fresh that night, but who's the left-hander versus the 3 left-handers. It's a situational thing. A couple teams still have them. The Mets have a closer, and the Indians have a closer, Guardians, whatever they're called.
The Astros, they have one.
Yeah, the Phillies, no. And how can we trust a guy like Alvarado, who from night to night you never know where the ball's going to go? I mean, you can't have that in the playoffs.
No, and I looked at what he did in spring training and was really encouraged. And of course, what he's done so far this season has been encouraging. Today, okay, yeah, you're going to have outings like that from no matter who you have. It's just that I've always thought with Alvarado, he just doesn't have to me, it just doesn't seem like the mentality is there to be the closer, because he's not a guy where seemingly if things are off, he's not going to be able to get them back on. And
right. Sometimes
if things are on, they can go off really quick. Fortunately today they were playing the Rockies. And if I say this now, the Phillies are 5-1. If they were playing competent teams, they'd probably be 1-5.
Yeah, you're going to see this weekend. They're going to lose at least 2 out of 3, I think, to the Dodgers. That's a given. Unless that cross country trip, they're tired. I don't know.
Well, they didn't play today, so they
right. But there's 2 teams in baseball that stand out. And I know they're both undefeated. It's easy to say, but the Dodgers and Padres, their lineups are just insane. And for the Padres to add Jackson Merrill to that lineup, mm-hmm. and him be everything that we thought he'd be, they're dangerous. They're good.
No, they're very good. And Fortunately, we got to see Atlanta get spanked by both of them to start the
Yeah.
season.
How about that? I mean, you got a 4.5 game lead to start the season. That's huge.
Yeah, and when you looked at the games when you looked at the
Five and a
games,
half. I'm sorry.
yeah, when you look at the games though that the Phillies played in against that competition, you're right. With the Dodgers coming in, I didn't see it posted officially, but it's going to be Luzardo, Nola, and then Sanchez against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the Dodgers are throwing, but obviously they're going to throw a number one out there every night. So
Yeah. I mean, I can check, but I think we're going to see what Yamamoto.
I think they'll miss Glass now and Snow. I mean, and Snell.
Yeah, Snell pitched the last game against the Braves, so that's a good thing because they struggle against him.
Yeah, and the flashbacks to him hitting Harper in the hand.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and Tyler Glass now pitched, I believe, 2 nights ago. So I don't think he's going to throw. It was just interesting today thinking, well, this, there was no reason to pitch Taijuan Walker with the days off. You could have just went back to Luzardo today, and he went out there. And, I mean, it's what I posted on social media. Spring training is absolutely meaningless. The only thing that matters in spring training is a devastating injury. Other than that, nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so tomorrow night we got Yamamoto versus Luzardo on Apple TV. So won't be seeing that game.
That'll make the Dodgers minus 220 probably.
And Saturday afternoon, actually, we have Sasaki against Nola, and then Glasnow's pitching Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Glasnow Sanchez.
Yep. So obviously the Dodgers will be favored in every game. I would say they will probably be about a minus 180 in game 2 and probably minus 160, 170 game 3. Yeah, I don't know if Freeman's back. I mean, Freeman hasn't really played. I know the Braves. I know the Braves are missing Acuna Jr. as well. Yeah. I don't think that would have made much of a difference given what the other guys were doing.
Yeah, well, now they lost Jorks and Profar for 80 games.
Yeah, I probably could do a whole episode on the performance enhancing and everything. And when I saw that that's what he was taking, I would guess he was taking that in conjunction with some. I mean, it's very rare to me, and I could be wrong here. I mean, he could have just been doing it, but to be taking that alone, I mean, that's usually something that's given to a pregnant woman.
Look what team he was on. He was on the Padres. Look who was there, Tatis.
True.
So.
True. I mean, I understand.
Fall far from the tree.
I mean, for a guy, I understand if you have like a low production of testosterone, or you're having something. I won't go into that condition, but that you might need that drug. But I don't know. I think that one there, you may be taking it to boost your testosterone, and it may have been something that you could have slipped through on a test. I would guess he probably passed the test or two with it. And now it just caught up with him. But
he was coming up on a contract year, so he probably figured, hey, I'll get the contract. They suspend me. The contract's not void.
No, that's true. It's not.
I'm looking at the standings. The top 4 teams in the NL West are a combined 24-3.
At 3 seems a little high.
That's the Giants and the Diamondbacks. Giants are even 5-1.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks. I'm looking up right now. I have the game on. They're playing the Yankees. They're down 6-3. It's been a kind of interesting series there. Well, look, I had it here as a thing to discuss. Probably we'll circle back to some more Phillies talk, but I never thought I'd see a situation where you'd have like these different shaped bats. I mean, like your first. When you first contacted me about it, it was like, okay,
that was a joke.
Yeah,
I thought like they'll try to get away with it tonight and they'll just ban them tomorrow. Because how is it legal? I don't understand how you could just beef up the diameter in one section and it's okay. What does it go by? It goes by overall wood.
Yeah, I don't know. And okay, I'm not a scientist. I don't play one on IE Sports Radio, and I don't know if you can swing that. If the way that's balanced, you can swing that bat a little better.
Well, from what I understand, it's designed for guys that hit the sweet spot. So and then barrel it up. I mean, so it's not for everyone. I think they did studies and they figured who has the highest barrel percentage, and they gave it to those guys because you can see a guy like Judge isn't using it.
It's not for Alec Boehm, obviously.
I know. So for a guy that gets jammed a lot, I don't think it's going to work, right? They're going to get broken bats because there's nothing there. I mean, that's what I assume. But I don't know. It seems like it's legal. I guess they did their homework ahead of time.
Well, I guess if it's something where I guess you had to expect this as well. If the Yankees were going to have success with it, it would then move on to other teams, at least trying it. But I never even heard of a situation where, like, in an off season, somebody in like the winter ball or something like that was using. I mean, it just all of a sudden showed up, which was strange.
Yeah, right. They didn't even use it in spring training, right?
If they did, it wasn't anything that became on the radar.
Right.
It was like you said. I was looking to see what day it was to make sure it wasn't all of a sudden April 1st and it was April 4th.
Yeah, right. So what's next? They're going to use a club, like a barbarian club, or an oar,
Yeah.
a tennis racket. How about a filled-in tennis racket?
There you go. A canoe oar.
Yeah, I mean they all come from this one place called Invictus in Louisiana. So I heard Bryson Stott put his order in. I don't know. It's going to help him, but.
And speaking of that, how do you sit a guy who's batting 600? I mean, the Phillies won today, but how's a manager do you sit a guy who's batting 600?
Because they know that he's not anywhere near that kind of player. They know that.
We agree with that, but I mean, if you have a guy who's that hot, I would want to keep him going.
I think it's the opposite of a guy that's cold. I think he's due to be bad.
Well, we discussed this. I believe it was last year where there was a situation where he was playing frequently. I guess Turner was injured.
Yeah.
And it kind of leveled out and it looked like, okay, he's back to being a 220 hitter. No, but hey, the thing is, if you got a guy like that and you can get him hot in spurts and it's going to help you win, hey, every team needs someone like that. But like we said before, and we can probably say it now, with conviction, he's not an everyday player.
No, absolutely not. At this point in his career, 29 years old, he would have proven it by now. He's a good player in spurts. Exactly what he's doing right now. He's done this before. He had a couple games last season where he hit 4 home runs in 3 days, and everybody thought he was the next big thing. He can't do it over a long period.
No, even though we've seen him do what he's done since the beginning of the season, and like you said, last year or two has had some good games and has helped them. I mean, getting him for JoJo Romero wasn't a bad trade.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, you got him for a song and a dance. How about if Walker has another outing like that, trade him?
If somebody will do that, yeah, because I would say trade Ranger, but they're not going to do that. Because then you're sticking with Taiwan, and we know what's going to happen there. The 3 and 6.
Don't forget good old Andy Painter.
Well, the Phillies are trying hard to make you forget that guy because I mean seriously, I think Andrew Painter's a curse word to them at this point. I mean, they just don't want. I mean, you don't hear anything about him.
He's in the locker room in bubble wrap. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Has he even thrown yet? Well, I don't think the minor leagues have started yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. And no, I think Lehigh Valley started. I don't know if Reading has.
Let's see if we can find anything.
Well, I'll tell you what the Phillies need to do is they need to make some room financially, or just decide to go for it. And they need to give $500 million to Paul Skeens when he becomes available, I think.
Hey, it's not far fetched.
Oh, that's what I think he's going to get. But just if he doesn't get injured and keeps pitching like he's been, I mean, don't make him move far. Just have him move across state.
Yeah, I mean, if he stays healthy, he's going to go down as one of the best ever to pitch. I mean, no doubt, I can already see it. There's nothing in his. He's like a young Roger Clemens. Everything Roger Clemens was, I think he is.
Oh, I can't argue with that.
And he has the build. He's solid. I don't see him getting hurt. He's not the way he throws. I think you're going to see Nolan Ryan comparisons. I hope he stays healthy. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see, great pitcher that you have to watch pitch every time he's out there. The only shame of it is he's on the Pirates.
Yeah, that's my thinking. What my comment was going to be. Yeah, that's well, it is. But then, like you said, and we've talked about, once he becomes a free agent, okay. He's going to be on the Dodgers
or the Yankees.
Yeah, one of the two, and then. Just go from there. So the Yankees are up 9-3. Merrill Kelly just not being successful here after 4 innings tonight. Unlike what Zach Gallen did to the Yankees last night.
But Aaron Judge just hit another home run.
They're just teeing off on Kelly tonight.
How old did Aaron Judge get a late start? Was he like a Brian Howard?
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. See, he's 32 already. It seems. Yeah, see, I think his career was. He didn't start till he was 25. He played a couple games at the age of 24, but yeah, they had him put away in the minors. In his rookie season, he had 52 home runs.
Wow.
He's at 319 homers.
The way you look up the Yankees, what they've been doing and what they've done for years now reminds me of the Boston Celtics. I mean, and the same way with the Phillies too. I mean, if the Celtics aren't hitting threes, they're going to lose, and if the Phillies aren't hitting home runs, obviously they're going to lose.
Yeah, and Schwarber started early this year, so I mean, if he has the June that he normally has, based on what he's done so far, he's going to get a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're sitting here in July saying what we're saying now. Hopefully we are. I mean, hopefully, because you look now, like I said, the pitching hasn't been. Over the first 6 games hasn't been stellar that he's seen, but he's even hitting left-handers, which is a good sign too.
Yeah, I know. Today was off a lefty, and it hasn't been exactly 80 degrees either. It's been cold a couple of these games, and he's still hitting them out.
But my question is it the Phillies' philosophy right now, or they're thinking we can't sign him long term because of his age? We have too many guys who are. I mean, the Phillies are old.
They are. I was thinking about that today. I mean, they're probably only going to go 3 years tops. And there could easily be another team that comes in and says, we'll give you 6 years. And you can't blame him. He'd have to take it. So if somebody offered him $40 million, 6 years, $240 million, I can't blame the guy.
I could see the Cubs wanting him back.
Cubs, yeah.
That one.
Definitely an American League. Not that it matters DH wise, but I just feel like he'd go to an American League team.
He was with the Red Sox and put up some good numbers in a run that they had.
He's been with every team. He's been on a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. Red Sox. He's been on the Nationals. He's been on the Royals. I don't know if he actually played for the Royals, but he was drafted by them.
Yeah, I don't know if he did or not, but yeah, just the way he's going. I mean, it would be a shame if he went someplace else and continued to be productive. But it was interesting because to seeing the Rockies, and somebody had put on social media that, and why. Oh, I'm blanking on his name right now. But the Phillies signed Schwarber and Castellanos for like $179 million, and the Rockies gave that money to
Chris Bryant.
Yes, Chris Bryant. I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris Bryant. And a lot of people wanted the Phillies to do that. And
every time he comes up, I think of that and how bad he is.
Well, he's bad, and a lot of it too was injuries. He didn't play right away. Well, he did. He played right away, but got injured for.
But he was so good with the Cubs, though. Didn't he win an MVP?
I don't know. Staff? I can look it up.
I'm pretty sure he did. Sorry, I hear the cat meow, and I'm making sure she's okay.
Yeah, I can hear mine off in the distance too.
They're talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. They might be the way like the cats. Let me see here. MVP for Bryant.
I'm pretty sure he did. The year they won the World Series, I think.
I don't see it here. Chris Bryant. I don't know if he had one with he was with Tampa, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was with Tampa as well. I don't know if he
I'm pretty sure it was with the Cubs. I got to see here, unless it was like the World Series MVP.
he wasn't. No, he was with the Cubs, San Francisco.
Absolutely, he won the MVP.
In Colorado. He didn't play for Tampa. I apologize. He played. I mean, he won it for the Cubs. Was it 2019?
2016, the second year in baseball, he won the MVP.
Because I looked up 2019 and it wasn't. Yeah, 2016. That was you're right. The year they won the World Series.
He had 39 homers, 102 RBIs, 292. That was an MVP. It sounds like the year Harper won it. The numbers were not like overwhelming, but
I'm guessing maybe the impact he had and when all that came about. Because you're right. The numbers might not be there, but you might have been seeing him winning games for them, having big hits, and hey, that will probably. I think the Cubs might come up later. they might come up later in the show.
the Cubs.
They might.
Okay,
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I'm looking at Chris Bryant since going to Colorado. This is his fourth season there. He's hit 17 home runs total.
Oh, gee.
Can you imagine if we would have signed him?
Bobby, you could hit 17 home runs in that ballpark, I think.
I know.
Oh,
That's
man.
horrible.
You know what, though? Given the way and what we've seen go on in Philadelphia, I mean, it's more stunning that they didn't sign him.
I know. I wonder how close they were.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, it's just. What do you think of what's going on with center field right now, too? It looked like they may. I mean, there's going to be a platoon. Marsh and Rojas are going to be there in center field. I like the idea of Rojas up there every time. You got to look for a bunt. I like that.
But he doesn't bunt good though. Well, everything's straight back to the pitcher. First, they bunted up the lines. Yeah,
I mean that's what's got to change with it. I just like the fact that if that gets into the defense's head, they got to come in a little bit or make. Well, just fielding a bunt sometimes is difficult, especially with a guy who runs that fast.
Yeah, well, the Brandon Marsh is going to play every day experiment didn't last too long, huh?
No.
Couple bad at bats against a few left-handers, and he said, "You're done."
Well, and how many different lineups have they had in 6 games? It's the Sixers. I mean, 5 out of 6 games they may have had different lineups, or it seems that way.
Yeah.
And Kepler's been okay.
Yeah. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. Like a human. He's a big guy. I didn't realize he was that big. He has some pop. I mean, it looks like he's healthy. He's another guy they said is healthy finally. So maybe we can get some things out of him. And they gave him Rhys Hoskins' number too. Yeah, they did. I noticed that. And our buddy JT had his best game of the season today. I was shocked that he played today. I thought he would sit.
I know. That was the same thing. I guess. Maybe he'll sit a game against the Dodgers.
Yeah, probably Sunday.
Yeah, probably. And yeah, I was surprised he played too, but he was I believe 3 for 3, and he threw a runner out in the first. So
yeah, that was a replay in the first inning. Yeah,
and it's interesting being the umpire, and obviously it's just little league. Well, once you get to 14 and 16-year-olds, I mean, there's some good ball there that I umpire, but it just seemed like the umpire. I don't know how he missed that one. Where he was positioned, he should have taken, I believe, another step to his left. But I guess it was just how quick the play was that the ball skipped and got there.
Yeah,
it's a good thing they had the replay. I think they got the replay wrong on was it Kepler sliding into home plate? I think they got that one wrong.
Yeah, I didn't see. I was at work. I mean, I was luckily now. I finally, after all these years, I figured out how to watch the games. Yeah. I thought you had to go on the stream and stream it off your TV from home. No, you just download the NBC Sports app and
Yeah.
watch the game.
Yep, and then like you said, tomorrow night's the Apple TV game, so that'll be a game tracker game for me. No,
Yeah, that's awful.
I'm guessing with the way maybe his foot was up a little bit. I didn't think it caught the front of home plate.
Okay.
I think it didn't come back. It didn't come back to hurt the Phillies. And you had was that I think that was last night. You had the play where the Phillies were looking for a sac fly, and you just got a little dribbler up the line from Real Muto, and then once the throw went to first, Schwarber is coming down the line.
I thought he was out.
I did too, but he wasn't. It was. I mean,
yeah.
You don't think speed with Schwarber, but my goodness, that was.
He lost a few pounds last year. I think he's moving a little better. Right? Trying to drag his career out. He's a guy that's 32 years old. He's got 285 homers. I think he could push 500 home runs.
Oh boy,
that would be incredible though if he did. Because after the way his career started,
400 seems a lock. So
depends if he can hit 40 the next couple of years,
Yeah, and see how healthy he is once you get to that point.
He's never really been hurt much.
No, he hasn't. He had that. I'm trying to remember if it was a calf injury with the Phillies, because those things linger. He had that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And now, given the fact that he's in this role as DH, I mean, I think that's helping him out with staying
absolutely
injury free. You don't want some freak accident or something like that on the bases, but those
or in the field.
Yeah, those things can happen. Accidents can always happen. What did you think? And I'm switching topics here. If you want to keep on with the Phillies, just go right ahead. So Embiid's going to have another surgery.
Of course, the first thing I thought was, why wait a month?
Yeah, and why? Like I said, we talked about this before, and I got the Sixers' point of view on this, that they thought he could play through it and be okay. But it was obvious. It was obvious he couldn't.
Yeah, he said he couldn't. He said he wanted to have the surgery all along. They wanted him to play. I see friction, and I hope they trade him.
Yeah, that's ultimately, I think that would be.
I see zero possibility that he's ever healthy again.
No, and the thing is, if it's been enough of a headache, let him be somebody else's headache.
Absolutely.
No, but did you see the comments that Marcus Morris made?
No.
Where, if you get a chance online, I think he was sitting down with Stephen A. Smith. There might have been someone else there. And he just said Daryl Morey has been the problem recently with Embiid because he was there. He said, because nobody challenges him. Embiid seems to do what he wants. He's out. He was trying to explain for his body type, the size, the weight, and everything. He has a horrible diet. He has a horrible work ethic. He's out of shape. And the thing is, there's nobody from the Sixers, and you would expect it to be the GM or something, who will say anything to him. And
meanwhile, he should have a personal trainer. That's what he should have.
At least.
You should have a guy that never leaves his side, that calls him 5 o'clock in the morning to wake him up, go for a run.
And
he didn't take care of himself like an athlete should.
Well, and I think Charles Barkley got into that some. I think Shaq got into that a little bit as well.
Even Barkley, he had those years where he was thin and in shape.
Well, I remember seeing
he was with Phoenix.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I also remember, I believe it may have been partway through his first season, and I think he was complaining why he wasn't getting enough minutes or more minutes. And Moses Malone went to him and said, "You're slow and fat, and you don't have a good work ethic."
Right.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I know.
I'm sure you remember the famous picture in Sports Illustrated of him with a plate of cheeseburgers next to him.
Well, he wasn't the round mound of rebound for no reason. He didn't have the famous line where I'm in great shape. I mean, round's a shape.
Right.
Well, I know everything's different now and the way things are, but to me, you look at a situation where you have a guy like Embiid, and there's not many guys who come along like that. And to have a situation where we've seen what we've seen, and to know that some of it just falls on a work ethic when he's getting paid. I mean, in 2028, he'll get $60 million a year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. It's just, you're right. But hey, if you can get the friction to go away, if you can get this surgery, and if he can get healthy, that would be great.
How can they tell us before he has the surgery that he's going to make a full recovery?
Question.
Well, they're already saying. I guess that's good for his trade value, right? He's going to be.
But Bobby, all that means is then the right meniscus goes.
Right. So, I'm just trying to build him up. You know, I mean, yeah, he's going to be 100%. That's what they should say. He's going to be better than ever, a brand new player. Then you hope that some team comes in. I'll take anything for him. I don't care. Any young player, I'll take.
Let's play the best case scenario, and he comes back and he's healthy, and he's able to put up 30 points a game, and he's able to get back to what
doesn't matter. He can put up 50 points a game. We know when the playoffs come, he'll be hurt.
And look at the team. I mean, they've got to move on from Paul George. I mean, they just have to. We would have done a better job with this roster than Morey has. It's looking at a situation to where if you get a healthy Embiid, they're still not good enough.
No.
And
not unless McCain. I mean, I barely saw him play with him. If they played one game together, it was a lot. I mean, he slows McCain down. He slows the whole offense down. I don't know who would take him. Maybe the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers would take him.
Yeah, they might. They might
give us some trash, package back. Ronnie James and Dalton Connect. Know who I would take? Know who I would take? Austin Reeves.
I was gonna say, at least give us Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
At least give us him. But then you'd run into the Maxey, Austin Reeves, Jared McCain.
That's the way the league is now. That's the league.
Yeah, true. I was thinking Golden State might take him.
Kuminga. I'll take Kuminga.
That's who it would have to be. It would definitely have. He would have to be the one. And
I don't think the money would line up though. We'd probably have to take like Draymond Green back.
Yeah, maybe. Or Jimmy Butler. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't know why Golden State's not giving up Kuminga. I mean, he's a rising star in the league when he's healthy. I mean, they're playing the Lakers tonight. That should be a fun game to watch. It'll probably be a blowout, seeing how all these national games end up being blowouts. How about that game Jokic had the other night though? He put up 60.
Unbelievable. I mean,
they lost.
Yeah. He's just a stat machine. That's what he is. He's a number. He's the focal point of their offense, like Embiid is for ours. What's it? Oh, I was just gonna say, what's it get them? They won a championship when we did.
Yeah, they did. They won one. It was even interesting too when I was looking at it and thinking, well, this is an obvious game where you take the Nuggets because the Timberwolves are depleted with some players out on suspension. But no, there's never. It's like that commercial they used to run all the time, and now I see it every now and then that nothing's a lock, and it's true.
Yeah, I like that. And it was Kurt Warner in that commercial. He does one. The former quarterback.
Let me check here to see what the 76ers score is. They
were down by 2 at halftime, which is amazing.
Well, they were up by 14 after the first. It was 39-25 after the first. Now they're up 1. They're up 1. They're not.
How in the world? Giannis already has a triple-double.
I just see that he does.
Adim Bona has 23 points.
Goodness. Wow. He has as many as
Giannis.
Well, that I mean it's a sad thing because Damian Lillard being out. I mean that I don't think Milwaukee was going to the finals anyway, but without Lillard, they're definitely not going to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. What is the line on that game count? Milwaukee minus 5.5 still. They have no confidence in the Sixers.
No, and they shouldn't. Hey, I mentioned this off show last week, and we didn't mention NASCAR at all last week. But this week we have to because Denny Hamlin won the race.
Yeah, that's his track, right?
Wasn't very exciting, but
nah, he pulled away at the end. I mean, nobody had anything for him. He's good there. That's his track.
Yeah, I was surprised too because I was going back in my brain and I couldn't remember the last time he won there, and I was surprised it had been 10 years.
And he still has 6 wins there. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does, and it's amazing.
Denny Hamlin versus the world.
Hey, I like it. That's putting in there. It's trying to make a little bit more showmanship or a little bit of pro wrestling into
right. Yeah, and it needs that. The sport needs a villain.
So this week it's the Goodyear 400 at Darlington. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, another tough track. I mean, usually you see a veteran win there, a guy that's going to save his tires and stay out of trouble. Kyle Busch is so due for a win, isn't he?
Oh, I know. I thought he possibly could have been a dark horse favorite this past weekend, but no, he just couldn't even break up. I don't know if he finished in the top 10.
But who's been good? Ryan Preece.
Yeah, surprisingly.
With a garbage car, I mean, he's always competing. He must be a really good driver.
Yeah, he's been good. Bubba Wallace has been good. He's been pushing it, almost getting over the hump. I mean, he hasn't won in like 94 races now. I think it's like 87 races or something where he hasn't had a win. But you look up every now and then, he's right there at the top. But he just
if you're able to finish in the top 5 every week, you're going to make a lot of money and have a shot at winning the championship.
Oh yeah, absolutely, you are. Bobby, I have here, since we've already gone 43 minutes, I have 2 top 10s this week. These should be fun.
All right.
And per your request, I sat down and I actually had to make, as I was doing this and I went back over the list, I made 2 changes.
Okay.
And as I was going through, I said, no, this has got to be changed. But the top 10 worst franchises of all time.
I thought it was going to be the best signings in Philadelphia history.
that might happen. That might happen. It's Saquon Barkley is all 10.
Yeah, Jim Tomey.
Yeah, true. It was good.
Worst franchises of all time. The Phillies, right?
Number 1, absolutely. Number
1. Cubs.
That's why I said we might hear the Chicago Cubs again. And I don't actually. Let me see where did I put them? It's like the Lions, the Mariners, the Indians. The Cubs are number 10 on my list.
Okay.
They're sharing the number 10 spot with someone else because there's a lot of bad teams, but the Cubs make the list.
Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, the Indians are 9.
They never won a World Series.
That was the fun World Series where it was Indians Cubs. Like, who's going to finally break through?
Right. I have to go with the I just had him. Detroit Lions.
Number 6 on my list is the
There you
Lions.
go. Think here. Minnesota Vikings.
I don't have them on the list. I mean, it's like putting the Bills on the list. I don't have them on the list either. I mean, you get to those 4 Super Bowls. I mean,
right.
I get you lost them as well. Yeah.
I know one. Cleveland Browns.
Number 2. Yeah. Number 2. I had to put the Browns second. I almost thought about putting them first.
I mean, I know they won a championship early in their history, but lately the New York Jets.
Yeah, and I don't have the Jets on the list either. And they definitely could be on the list.
They haven't been good in forever.
No, they haven't. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
I know.
I mean, their biggest accomplishment recently was finally beating the Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, that's a Super Bowl for them.
Yeah, but definitely the Jets could be on the list.
There's probably no teams from the expansion era, right? You're not going to have like the Carolina Panthers on there.
No.
Okay. Seattle Mariners.
The Seattle Mariners are number 7 on my list.
There you go.
Yeah, and you think about the players that came through there from Edgar
I
Martinez,
know.
Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Jay
Felix
Buhner.
Rodriguez. A-Rod came through there. King
Right.
Felix.
Yeah.
I mean, they win that one year? They won 154 games or something.
Yeah.
They won.
Lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes, they did.
A couple years back, it would have been the Cavaliers would have been on the list.
Yeah, they would have been a couple years back. You're right. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3. Well, I have four more basketball teams on the list.
Wow. You thinking Washington?
Yeah. Number 8.
Weren't they good though at some point?
I have the Wizards there. I mean, I know. Yeah, they were good 70s. I think the Bullets had some good teams in the 70s, but just as far back as when I was a fan, Washington was never any good.
Right. I mean, Utah Jazz, they've never won it.
No, and that's a team that could be on the list too. I mean, the years they had with Stockton and Malone.
I got one. The Clippers. They've been bad for.
I have them third on my list.
Yeah. They've been decent. They've had some players the last 10 years, but haven't done anything.
No, and the Michael Olowokandi, no.
Come
on, I got an obvious basketball team.
What, the Sixers?
Yeah, I got the Sixers fourth.
They won a championship.
Oh, I know they did. You know what? I have them fourth because of all this process stuff and the fact that they had those number 1 draft picks that turned really.
And they still have the record for most losses in a season.
They do.
I was just going to say, we'll stay out west and go with the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, they could be on the list too. I have another West team on there, but the Kings coming from
Kansas City.
Yeah, they probably could be on the list. You're right.
Were they the Monarchs or the Royals?
I think they were
the Monarchs.
I think they were the Monarchs in Kansas City. Yeah. Because I think if you go back and you look at the 1983 Sixers and you look down the schedule, they're on there. I remember. Okay. I don't know when they actually moved out to Sacramento, but
they were staying out west. Supersonics?
No,
they were good. Portland Trailblazers?
Yeah, I have them. I have them fifth.
Wow, I mean, they won championships.
They did, but it's going back. It's going back a ways. I mean, they got to that finals against the Bulls, which was
Clyde Drexler and Jerome Kersey and
wasn't the one game against Portland? Wasn't that the flu game where Jordan just did this because he not the flu game, the game where he was making 3-pointers. He made like 7 in a row.
Yeah, that was either Phoenix or Portland.
Yeah, I think that was Portland, but let's see. I have.
Then you have a Clifford. They had Cliff Robinson or Clifford. Wasn't there a Clifford Robinson and a Cliff Robinson?
I think so. Yeah.
And Mark Bryant, I believe, was the center. What else we got? Any hockey teams?
One.
And hockey team. Let's think here. Whoa.
It shouldn't take you a minute.
What, the Flyers?
Yeah, I have them 10th. I know they won in the 70s, but
yeah, they've been bad for a long time, 50 years.
To me, the other hockey teams, I'm not sure who else I would put there.
Vancouver Canucks never won anything.
Yeah.
When did they come into existence?
The Islanders, it's been a long time since
the Rangers had a long drought before they won it. Messier.
And they beat the Canucks, yeah.
Right.
I mean, let's see. We got them all. I have Phillies, Browns, Clippers, 76ers, Blazers, Lions, Mariners, Wizards, Indians, Flyers, Cubs.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and like you said, Sacramento Kings, yes. Jets, absolutely. You could put them there. Yeah. The other one I did, we kind of went around this. We were doing this before, and I know we didn't do this, but and I didn't go. The earliest player I have here goes back to mid 70s. He's last season was 77, but the greatest third baseman ever.
Okay.
And this was, I so badly wanted to cheat on this, and then when I looked afterwards, I didn't change anything.
Okay.
I wrote these down.
Well, it's going to go. Top three will be Schmidt, Robinson, Brett.
No. And the thing is,
Schmidt.
when I went back over the list, I had to put this guy second.
Schmidt's number one, obviously.
Yes.
Are you going to say Adrian Beltre?
I don't even have him on my list.
Well,
he easily could replace one of these guys on the list.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones, I have fifth. It just so happened I was watching a certain game, and this guy popped into my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's got to be second.
From our era? Modern era?
Oh no, yeah, from our era.
I mean, it's everybody always says Brooks Robinson. I saw George Brett play. I mean,
Robinson, I have Robinson number 4. I have George Brett number 3. And Robinson goes back. He retired in 77. That's the oldest that I have. Everybody's post 77. Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say David Wright, but no.
I have him on my list.
Do you?
I have him 8th.
He didn't play long enough in my eyes. I mean, he was good for the period that he played.
When you see like I said, it's so much of a challenge to sit there.
There's not many.
And that was my problem. And then when I went and looked afterwards, and I didn't go back and change anything, but when I looked, I'm like, yeah, I really didn't leave anyone out except Adrian Beltre would be a guy who could be on this list.
I mean, he had 3,000 hits, and he's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Martinez there because he played third a little bit. I mean, he could be there. This guy played a lot of third base, but he was also a shortstop.
Oh, A-Rod?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him as a shortstop.
Right. And then I thought about it. It's like, well, in New York, he wasn't.
How long? Yeah, how many years did he play third?
That I don't know. I don't know if we can find that out or not.
I mean, didn't Cal Ripken play third base at the end, too?
He did. And I thought about that, too, but that was a lot shorter than A-Rod. No, you're right.
He did move to third because they had Jeter. So, yeah, he must have.
The whole time in New York, he played third.
Yeah, right.
So those years in New York.
10 years.
At least.
Yeah.
But, of course, when you first think of him from Seattle.
I know. You don't think of him as a third baseman.
No, and that was the thing, too. Because, yeah, Cal Ripken, obviously, he played there some. But let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. There's still 4 guys left on the list.
I mean, there was a guy who was a great fielder who you probably don't have on the list because he wasn't a great hitter. That's Todd Zeal.
Oh, Todd. He's not on my list. He had that he had a cup of coffee season with the
Phillies. Yeah.
I do have an ex-Philly on the list though.
Rick Shue.
Well, I would put Rick Shue above anybody. I mean, you know me.
Right. And Charlie Hayes. That's number 1 and 2.
1 and 2, of course. Rick Shue was going to be the next Mike Schmidt. But and obviously for those following along and everything, everyone on the list is there's no current players on the list.
Right. Pedro Feliz.
Oh, Pedro Feliz, yeah. That'll break to a World Series. And I might as well put Luis Aguayo down there too. I don't even know if he even played third.
He was a second base shortstop, wasn't he?
Kim Batiste.
Yeah, heck.
Yeah, he was. You know who it is. I mean, he just got into the Hall of Fame.
I do?
Yeah. Ex-Philly just got into the Hall of Fame. I know. This is so fun while we do this.
I don't remember who just got into the Hall of Fame.
Blue Jays.
That's Scott Rowland. My God.
Cardinals, yeah. Yeah, Scott Rowland.
Wow.
I have him 7th.
Wow.
So I have Schmidt, A-Rod, Brett, Brooks Robinson, Chipper Jones, I have 5th. 6 we didn't get. I have David Wright 8, and 9 and 10 are still out there. I don't know if you'll agree with me, or if you'll even think of number 9. I don't know.
What team?
Cardinals. Cardinals was his main team. He played on a lot of teams.
Harry Pendleton?
Yeah, I have Pendleton number 9. Very good.
Yeah. He played at first base. He was a good switch hitter. He played for the Braves and the Cardinals.
He did. Number 10 was mainly a Giant.
I was gonna say, what's his name? The Big Panda.
No,
Oh,
back a little bit before him.
Echo just chimed in. Remember the Giants? Wow, was he on the teams that beat the Phillies in the playoffs?
No,
Before that,
would have been before that. I don't think he was on those teams. No, no, I don't think he was. No, it would have been back.
oh,
before.
I know, Matt Williams.
Yeah, Matt Williams. Yeah,
He played for the Diamondbacks also.
yeah, and who did he? I'm trying to think about who he managed too. I should probably know that.
Cleveland, right?
I don't know if he managed Cleveland. I'm
Or the
blanking on-
Diamondbacks. Maybe the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I'm blanking on who he managed. Matt Williams, American baseball manager, Diamondbacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was a coach because I don't think he didn't manage.
He was definitely a third base coach. I remember seeing his bald head when he's taking his hat off.
Washington. He was there for a while too.
Yeah.
I have one more. And I'm surprised you didn't come up with him. He just had his number retired by a team. If I give you the two teams that he's Boston and Tampa.
Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
When you first said third baseman, he came to mind. I forgot to say him. Yeah, Wade Boggs.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, Adrian Beltre, she's probably he could replace Matt Williams, I think, or Terry Pendleton.
And it's funny that when we used to do these lists in probably the 80s and 90s, there was a guy that always came up from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Pie Trainer. They always had him as a top third baseman of all time.
Oh boy,
the great Pie Trainer.
Yeah, it's
Let's look this up and see if we missed anybody.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. When you said the Pirates, I'm trying to remember the last time they were relevant. I remember being in college and going to see an LCS game
when they had Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I mean 92. That may have been the last time they were really. Was it 91 or 92 when I went?
There's Pie Trainer. He comes right up. Evan Longoria is a name we could have said.
True.
We have Ron Say, Ken Caminetti.
Yeah, I thought about putting Caminetti on the list too.
Ryan Zimmerman. He'd be a guy that could have made it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't remember him much at third. I remember him at first base.
Yeah, early on he played third. How about that Howard Johnson from the Mets?
Yeah.
Aramis Ramirez. Tim Wallach.
Yeah, Tim Wallach could be on the list. You're right.
Why do they have Paul Molitor? He never played third base, did he?
I don't remember him being a third baseman.
Looking at ESPN's list, they have him as the 7th best third baseman of all time.
Yeah, now if he played third, like you said, I don't remember. He probably did, though, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they got Wade Boggs 6th, Brooke Robinson 5th, Chipper Jones 4th, Eddie Matthews number 3, George Brett, and Mike Schmidt.
Where is Harmon Killebrew on the list? Was he a third baseman?
This is ESPN's list. I don't see him.
I don't know if he was he might not have been a third baseman though. Yeah, I had to go back to 77 because that was the last year for Brooks Robinson, but obviously he had to be on the list. I mean, I never saw him play, only
Right,
the highlights.
Didn't he play in the World Series against the Phillies? He was retired by then?
Yeah, 77 was his last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Donaldson gets a mention. Robin Ventura.
Killebrew was a first baseman. My mistake on that one.
Ron Say, I remember him. Michael Ohl from Marlins. Troy Gloss, he can really hit the ball out in Minnesota. In LA.
I have a Michael Lowell story. So I'm sitting with I'm watching a game. It's Phillies and Miami.
Florida at the time.
What's that?
Florida Marlins.
The you know what though? Those early uniforms that they had were really cool, and the black hat I thought was.
They wore them this weekend. The old uniforms.
Yeah, I think they were really cool. And I'm sitting there in the living room, and I'm on one side, my ex-wife's on the other side, and I tell her she's not really paying much attention to baseball, to the game. And I said, well, you got to watch this. The Phillies got a guy coming in here to close who he throws so hard you can't even see it. You won't even be able to see the ball. It was Billy Wagner.
Okay.
And my blow hit a game-winning home run off of. He hit a home run. He hit a 2-run home run off of him to put.
He used to kill the Phillies.
Oh my God! I was so glad when he went to the American League.
Yeah, Red Sox. He stunk when he went to the Red Sox.
Oh no, you're right, but he did. I mean, that I think we did that at one point too. Before we came here on StreamYard, where we did Phil. I don't know if we did actually Phillies killers, but we did like Philadelphia killers.
Yeah.
And if we did baseball, I mean, he's got to be on the. He would be on the list. I mean, Chipper Jones would.
Oh yeah.
He'd be number one.
So Michael Lowell retired with 1,619 hits. So he was a couple of years away from being a great player. His average had a 279. Wow,
did you see that the Braves gave Hector Neris all of 2 outings before he was DFA'd?
I'm not surprised. I think he's finished.
Yeah, he is. I didn't notice if anyone had picked him up. So, I mean, somebody will. I mean, Kansas City or a team that's like the Reds or something.
Yeah,
like that.
just trying to throw a roster on the field. Yeah, somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, but he got all of 2. I mean, look, given what the Braves have gone through, I guess they come home tomorrow and they play Miami. So I would think.
Yeah, you got Max Meyer on the mound.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Braves will light him up.
Yeah.
Despite me.
Probably. Yeah.
He looked good on his first game, though. He pitched good against the Pirates. He had everything working for him. He was actually hitting 97 on the gun.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know as early as this season is. I'm surprised too. I'm looking up and seeing it 9-3 Yankees, but they're just, like I said, they were just able to hit Merrill Kelly tonight. Chisholm's batting now. He's 4th in the lineup. Wow.
I guess so. He hits a home run every time he's up.
And he's wearing number 13. He's wearing A-Rod's number.
Oh wow! They're not going to retire it. Wow.
I'm like, okay, that's a
No
little.
respect.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Wearing that. Yeah, and we didn't mention anything about the other rival for the Phillies, the Mets. I mean, they got fortunate last night. Like, hey, we said the person who should be batting
Clean up for the Phillies.
Yeah, he should be
Alonso.
Alonso should be batting behind Harper. We said the Phillies should have signed him.
Yeah, they should.
I mean, the Mets didn't break. I mean, not that the Mets don't mind breaking the bank, but they didn't break the bank for him.
I don't get it. He's a perfect guy to put in the middle of the lineup, and nobody wanted him.
No, and he hit a grand slam the other night, and last night he hit a 3-run home run to tie the game up.
He got the power. He's a right-handed Kyle Schwarber.
No, you're exactly right. He is.
Mm-hmm.
He is. And you know what though? You know what's interesting when you say that, and we talk about a situation where Schwarber going someplace else and how he's locked into the DH. I mean, I could see him going someplace else and filling in at first base too. I mean, he's played some. I mean, for a team, I mean, he could play first base.
Sure.
Even though
you can see him in those pinstripes hitting home runs in the right field of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. I mean, he hit that one the other night off the top of the batter's eye out there.
I know.
I mean, it's just bringing back so many good memories of Ryan Howard. I mean, and hopefully it's not a situation where we're talking about him batting 180 or something. But yes, it's hey 5-1's 5-1. Hopefully,
yes, sir.
Hopefully they're not 500 when we come on next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take 7-3, 8-4, something like that.
I think it would just be, and I know it's so early in the season, but it'd just be so much of a confidence boost if they could win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. I mean, that
it would.
It seems like it seems like the obvious bet is you take the Dodgers to win the series, but they're probably minus 300 to win the series.
The Phillies hit good pitchers. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's these slop junk ballers they can't hit.
No, because it was like I was watching Mackenzie Gore pitch his second game in Toronto. And
Yeah, I meant to see that. What did he do?
He lost. He pitched well. I thought it would. I didn't think he'd get 5 strikeouts because of how many he had against the Phillies, but he got 5.
Oh,
but I think Toronto got 3 or 4 runs off of him. But he looked like a completely different pitcher.
of course.
No shadow though.
The shadows.
no shadows. But did you see when you're speaking of that? The Phillies, I mean, games where they've struck out like 16 plus times. I mean, I guess the last handful, they still won the game, which is amazing.
They said today, if you take away the opening day, they're second in the league, hardest to strike out. Hard to believe, but it's true.
That will probably change going forward. You know why that is though? That's because that down and away slider to Castellanos isn't getting him right now.
I know he's actually taking it.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't change as well.
Yeah. Maybe he self-scouted and he saw how they're going to pitch him, and he's just going to look for the ball middle in.
Yeah, or his son told him, Dad, you can't be swinging at that anymore.
Right.
Or it's the Pinocchio shirt. Have you seen that? That was great. In warm-ups, he has a Pinocchio T-shirt. It's just
okay. He wears, and he has the Michael Jackson walk-up song.
And the other thing that's different now that they stopped too, which I think is a good thing, is that nonsense of pouring cups of water on people after the game.
Yeah, they grow up.
I mean, and cups of water, you'd have crumbled up cookies being dumped on your head. I mean,
Yeah.
The only good thing about that was obviously they won the game. So
yeah, that's true.
Let's see here. I'll check the Sixers quick before we end, and they're down. Oh,
And
they're only down 18.
see, I had that feeling. They always choke late in the game.
With 5 minutes to go in the fourth.
It was tied at 85. So they're on a 29-11 run.
114 to 90s.
At least Bona has 28 points.
Hey, look, get that draft pick, right?
Yeah. Look at Giannis. He might get 30, 20, and 20.
Wow.
He's got 30, 16, and 17.
He might. Well, you might want to pull him out right now and not get him hurt.
Yeah.
But I want to see, Bobby, what can we do to get this year where the ping pong balls are live? I want to see.
I was talking to Howard Eskin's son about it on Twitter. About how it's rigged and they should show it. And I said they should show the balls getting pulled. He says, "Well, they're not balls." I said, "I know, I understand how it works.
Yeah, right.
I don't care if it's plastic cups.
It's all right. It's all done digitally and everything like that. I get that, but you know what I mean with the ping pong.
It is. I thought it was done with envelopes. No, it's done. It's done with. I thought it was done with ping pong balls with numbers on them.
That's how it used to be. I don't think do they still do it that way? I thought.
What's it done with? A randomizer?
I thought it was a randomizer on a computer.
Is it a randomizer? But even if it is, show it.
Well, here's the question, and you can ask this about a lot of things in life, and especially if you're someone who follows politics and government. And all, what's the advantage of not showing it? There's none.
All right. I don't know. It's one of those mysteries that doesn't get talked about.
I mean, I don't know what they did to fix it that year that Ewing went to the Knicks, but everyone said that one was.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like you're not allowed to talk about it. I have to look out front to see if a car's going to pull up.
I'm trying. Let me see. How is the NBA lottery chosen?
They explain it. They say it's a formula done by,
Yeah, it's still ping pong balls.
Okay, show it.
I thought they did something like you said with a randomizer or digitally, but no. Do they? Because I don't see it anymore because I don't put that channel on or whatever. Is that how? I mean, that's still how they do the lottery, right? Every night. They still televise. They still televise that, right?
Yeah, the balls come out of the machine.
Numbers with the ping pong balls.
But the ping pong balls, they could easily weigh them. They could weight them and make the one float to the top.
And I'm trying to think. The Sixers, the way they're going to have like either the third or fourth most balls in there.
That's what I'm saying. All they got to do, right? Sixers get 20 balls. This team gets 19. You show us dumping them in. Have the damn lottery.
Yeah.
What's so hard about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I apologize. I thought they went away from ping pong balls, but no, it's
ping pong balls with numbers on them.
I thought it's teams on them, right?
No, it's they're assigned numbers, like 5-digit numbers. It's so weird. Like, why do that? Why not just put the teams on? I don't know why I thought they went digital, but didn't they used to do it with the teams on it? I think they used to show it.
Yeah, they used to show it and used to have the teams on it.
But then at one point they came out with the envelopes. Where they open up the envelopes.
The envelope would show you the result. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, correct. Like that one year where the Magic only had one ball, supposedly one ping pong ball in there, and it came up.
Sure it did.
But yeah, it'll be. Yeah, the Sixers in full tank mode, but the Flyers, they're supposed to be in tank mode, but they went the other way with the new coach.
Yeah, they're scoring some goals.
Yeah. Mitchkov's playing well, and all of a sudden the goaltending improved. I don't.
They weren't scared anymore.
I guess it was all Tortorella's fault.
Yeah.
Well, they don't play again until Saturday, so.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yep, and I didn't mention this, and we'll close with this. Let me see here. We got the Phillies. I forget where they go after they play the 3 against.
I believe the Braves, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. They go to the Braves, and then they go to the Cardinals, and then the Giants come in. So
not easy.
This is the 3rd. So next week on the show, it'll probably be about the 4th or 5th inning, Phillies Braves.
Yeah, we've done a lot of those. Seems like over the years, been a lot of Phillies Braves games during our show.
Yep, we'll have one next week. So thank you everyone who's joined us and everyone who picks us up wherever it is. We'll be back next week. It's Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris, IE Sports Radio. Good night, everyone.
Good night.